Circle 8 seconds. Moment. Yeah, teeth touch. Tick, tick, tick. Now, 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 now. Metal teeth align, the dia cut stare, a single mark divide. Continuous tone into counted sound. Circle 8 seconds. Register to split. Tick against plate, spring under tension, release without drift, fragments align inside the frame. Clock face silver, minute pin tremor, steel arm measures, narrow increments, ratchet clicks between panels, dust lifts from casing edge. Air divides around the spindle, sound narrows through calibrated slow. Recorded at zero pressure, the split stays exact. Fragments remain discrete within rotation. Recorded at zero pressure, each strike defined. Metal marks metal, measured tone, segmented air, mechanical breath line, broken yet aligned within the grid. Room hum steady, vent blade cycle, panel lights flicker in controlled rhythm, counters flash without warning, sound threads through conduit. Mark the threshold between pulses, divide the hum into narrow strips, register each strike under steel. Split the continuous into sections, lock the fragments into sequence. Release the tone on command, recorded at zero pressure, measured in fragments, continuous broken into counted air, registered precisely under calibrated force, held inside 1 second, seating grid lines held inside 1 second, traffic lights sync held inside 1 second, mechanical skyline divides the dark into poles. Strike the line, count the interval, align the phase, mark the shift, cut the silence, be returns. Strike the signal, count the spike, sync the wire inside the coil, tighten the circuit, release the spark. Mark each break between impulses, cut the noise from the pattern, align the phase. Count the break before it lands, tighten the span across the wire, prepare the beat. Strike again, count again, align again, beat divide. Irregular beat comes measured within the frame. Pulse. Frequency locks in, phase corrected. Signal upline. Measured in closed circuits, vibration threads through copper, impulse travels across insulated lines. I sync the transmission across distance. Frequency locks in, beat stabilizing. Strike the current, align the grid. Pulse. Pulse. Amplitude without drift. Strike the line. Count the signal. Beat stabilizes. Amplitude without drift. Pulse. 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 peace, silence.
Skimming across glass without catching the grain, tracing the polished plane, level with the edge. A slide along the lens surface where curvature thins resistance. Trace the arc of reflected beams as they bend across the panel, steady against micro scratches that fail to interrupt direction. Cross the boundary of shadow without altering contour. Ease across treated coating that levels pressure to none. Skim the seam between glare and clarity. Settle where distortion drops. Balance the arc of light. Skimming across the field of friction does not answer. Surface without drag. Line continuing unbroken. Skimming across the frame where reflection stays intact. No edge interrupts the measured plane. Tracing the beam across treated glass, level with horizon within the optical grid. One surface continuous. Room reflections overlap across layer panes. Slide through transparent corridors where refraction compresses into one controlled angle. Settle along mirrored walls, cross between parallel lines. Steady and balanced symmetry as panels repeat. Surface without drag across the treated pane. Surface without drag under calibrated light. No grain interrupts the polished arc. Glide, light bends but does not break across curved geometry. Through optical lattice, glide through reflected city grid. Skim the silver edge, settle the beam. Balance reflection against smooth plane. One line, no resistance across slated glass. No resistance under city nearby. No resistance beyond friction. Slow reflections align across skyline bells. Slide in symmetry. One line without disruption. 3B2 amperes through the coil. Heat spreads along the filament. Resistance lowers across the line. Voltage steadies in the chamber. Copper conducts beneath insulated casing. Thermal rise distributes along wound spirals. Charge transfers across metallic junctions. Current passes through calibrated gaps. Cold matter accepts the increase. Channels widen within the conduit. Transmission stabilizes in the grid. Conduct the flow across copper trace. Channel the heat through laying wire. Transmit without fracture. 3-2 amperes through the coil. V1 2 amperes through the coil. Filament brightens under tension. Copper under heat. Circuit calibrated precisely. Under heat. Lines carry the voltage across cetal junction. Insulated corridors, channel force unseen. Thermal lines connect through urban backbone conduction. Steady across metallic veins. Lines carry the voltage across midnight towers. Heat disperses through the frame. Grid alive at midnight. 3-2 amperes through the coil. 3.2 amperes through the coil. Filament steady under load. Copper under heat. Across conductive paths. Grid alive at midnight. Heat distributed evenly. Across Repeat the click of steel, align the turning cob. Sequence the chamber spin, rotate the outer ring. Calculate the spacing between each strike. Map the cycle across rotating teeth. Arrange the fragments into stable form. Stack the sequence within closed loop. 8 beats in one rotation. Pattern locks in place. Calculated repetition across measured time. 6 teeth align. 4 chambers rotate. Sequence repeats, then breaks again. Calculated repetition. Stacked in measured loops. Calculated repetition. Align beyond noise. Assembly floor vibrates under synchronized metal. Belts transfer torque across rotating drums. Stack pistons align under control. Cycle. Repeat the map design across calibrated plates. Arrange the cycle, align the gear. Sequence the turn, stack the stride. 8 beats rotate. Calculate rhythm. 6 teeth align. Again. Stacked in measure loops, mapped along steel sequence without fracture. Align beyond noise. Stacked in measured loops. Factory skyline echoes. Rotating chambers repeat across city green. Calculated repetition. Align beyond noise. Pattern reformed again. Pattern. Heels, brick a woven seam, press to the stitch lines, chase the cotton edge, slide across rough denim, fold the cuff inward. Lift the collar and release the tension. Press again, trace again, for the sleeve, reach across linen. Lift and press, open the fabric, close the gap, grip then release. Thread under pressure, close to open, open to close. Press into texture, slide along fiber. Lift the seam across layer cloth. Grip and toss without tear. Yeah, jacket folds at the shoulder, collar bands at the neck. Denim lines align, like the woven blend, fabric shifts along spine. Stitch meets stitch. Reach to layer cotton, slide across wool panel, release, and the rest. For the sleeve, lift the seam, trace the woven grain. Reach beyond the cup. Threads under pressure, close to open, open, open. Threads under pressure, grip then release. Press into fiber, lift up close, slide across seam, close to open, grip and release. Open the latch, let air enter wide along the frame. Tilt the hinge, clear the threshold, pass through. Oh, the corridor clears, pen the doorway breeze. Open the span without sealing, air settles between beams. Door frame, steel hinge, concrete sill, glass panel, bolt withdrawn panel, tilted seal, split light shift. Air moves inward through empty space, dustless from corners, floor cool under exposed sky. Widen the aperture, let space spill across the corridor. No barrier fixed, walls receive outside air without strain. Ceiling panels part, rafters show open seam between girders. Wind passes wide across beams. Without a ceiling, roofline, broken sky enters through the grid. Columns stand unsealed. Tilt the panels, clear the sill. Let the threshold lose its edge. Pass outward. All corridor extends. Pen walls retract. Open again, wide without barrier. Air fills the span. Nothing blocks the span. Wide above rafters. Nothing blocks the span. Sky through structure. Open and exposed. Eyes on the sharpened steel. Ash, ash. Brace surface, steel at the boundary. Cut the seam, skim the blade, sharpen the margin. Trace the rim, carve the boundary, slide across steel. Brace the corner, divide the sheet. Sharpen the content, skim the surface, carve the metal, brace the frame. Eyes on the sharpened steel. Still at the boundary. Cut through surface without fracture. Still at the boundary, line cut in silence. Still at the boundary, sharp without echo. Line cut in silence, across bridge span, border without fracture. Without fracture. Still at the boundary, still at the boundary, sharp without echo. Line cut in silence, across bridge span, border without fracture. Fracture, under pressure. Eyes on a sharpened steel. Cut through surface, edge. Edge. Transparent paint. Divide the skyline with filter glare. Frame the corridor with a mirrored vertical surface, city split by reflection projected on marble. Trace the skyline arc along tempered glass. Filter the street lamps across mirrored wall. Align the edge, reveal the seam, frame the distance across the pane.
Glass without boundary, reflect the skyline. Glass without boundary, divide the scene. Glass without boundary, reflect the skyline. Glass without boundary, divide the scene.
Have the layout, project the exterior. Filter the passing light across interior wall. Trace, align, reflect. City split by reflection. Frame a line to horizon. Projected grid across the pane. Glass without boundary, city frame in silence through angled light. Reflect the skyline. Frame a line to horizon. Interior meets exterior. City split by reflection. Window.
Zip the collar, fold the seam.
Fasten the zipper, press the fabric close. Wrap the lining across chill skin. Layer the wool over open air. Shield the shoulder from outside draft. Fold the cuff inward. Layer again, seal the gap. Press the cloth across the seam. Wrap the body, seal the coat. Layer the warmth under woven cloth. Fasten tight against exposed air. Press the collar, fold the sleeve. Shield the chest under layer fiber. Seal the draft inside the coat. Room air shifts near the doorway. Curtains sway slightly under night wind. Layered cloth insulates the core. Zipper teeth align across metallic track. Fold the seams overlap under quiet light. Wrap the line and seal the fold. Layer against chill, press and close. Fabric holds the cold. Heat contained in layers. Fabric holds the cold. Shielded from the drop. Fasten the collar. Layer the wool. Press the lining. Seal the fold. Heat contained in layers across winter skyline. Sealed against the night under silent tower. Wrap the body, seal the cold. Layer the warmth under woven cloth. Fasten tight. Sealed against the night. Fabric holds the cold. Layer protection under city.
walls under glass towers merge into mirrored panes, flash along rail tracks, divide shadow from sign. Single lane open, then folds back into green. Trace the neon cut across brick walls, tilt the skyline under scaffold frame. Lines beneath the sodium sky, signals in parallel lanes. Lines beneath the sodium sky, concrete rhythm repeats. Street line curves and straightens, street line bends across the grid. Eyes measure each crossing. Green without horizon, lights divide the block. Rail shadows merge into distance, concrete edges reflect. Signals in parallel lanes under elevated steel. Signals in parallel lanes across midnight blocks, street line continue. Eyes on the overpass, trace the skyline. Signals in parallel lanes across endless street. Measure the table load, carry only measured weight. Reduce the stack plates, balance within threshold. Adjust the shelf height. Lower the frame. Release the extra layer, balance the room. Stack of books on oak surface, measure distance between chair and wall. Carry the lamp across narrow desk, adjust the curtain length. Reduce the folded cloth, lower the pile sheets. Balance the drawer content. Kitchen counter cleared, stack reduced to core. Chairs aligned to center, lamp placed near window. Carry fewer items across polished floor. Adjust the spacing between couch and wall. Reduce to less. Weight within threshold. Balance the surface. Lower the pile. Carry measured weight. Weight within threshold. Balance with a surplus. Weight within threshold. Stack reduced to core. Measure the table load. Carry only needed weight. Reduce the stack plates. Balance within. Measure the table load. Carry only needed weight. Reduce the stack plates. Balance within room. Stack reduced to core. Apartment skyline outside balance without surplus under steady space. Measure the table load. Weight within threshold. Carry only needed weight. Reduce imbalance. Weight within threshold. Stack reduce to plus. Weight within threshold. Enough. Compress the chamber. Draw air inward, press against narrow walls. Circulate along the ribline, settle between measured space. Expand the cavities through parted lips. Narrow the column, then widen again. Draw, press, release, swap direction. Inside, outside. At the start of the cycle, air trades position. At the mark, second pressure shifts. Inward becomes outward. Outward returns. At the counted interval, the chamber changes. Compress to expand, expand to compress. Each exchange exact, each movement control. Room volume adjust. Vent panels vibrate, curtain edges lift under circulating column. Windows narrow, the stream widen again. Measure closest to open space. Pressure settles between ceiling and floor. Line inward, release it outward. Soar up direction without loss. Pressure inside the rib line. Measure between beats. Pressure inside the rib line. Contain, get moving. Compressed and release at each division. Air trades its way within the frame between two walls. Inward, outward, yeah. Air trades its weight across tower lines, through city columns, between streets. Circulate the skyline under silent pressure. Expand, compress. Measured between two walls, inward becomes outward. Measured between two walls. Exchange from that pressure doors are all seal the space until next Return the breath to center. Reset the corridor air. Circle within sealed room. Align the drifting current. Reconnect the scattered flow. Carry the cool draft inward. Resume across open window. Continue along the hall. Align the suspended air. Return the suspended trace. Reconnect the moving line. Continuing across the ceiling. Continuous in motion. Continuing along the skyline. Cycle without fracture. Returning through the hallway. Air returns to center. Continuing above rooftops. Reconnect the current. Wind threads between towers carry the pressure outward. Resume the silent exchange across layered streets. Reset the narrow corridor within high-rise grid. Circle through stairwell air. Reconnect across skyline. Return the measured current. Align a suspended line. Continue the corridor. Cycle without fracture. Breath resumes in motion. Continuing above city air. Reconnect the skyline. Return across the towers. Align the corridor. Cycle without fracture. Across layered wind. Breath resumes in motion. Over city grid. Continuing above center air. Continuing across the ceiling. Reconnect the moving line. Resume the corridor. Breath resumes in motion. Cycle without fracture. Returning aligned again. Again. Arcs of refractor light around the lens edge. Circle drawn in vapor, outline against dark graph. Trace the perimeter of shadow form. Frame beside one center with scattered beams. Circle wider, out and thinner. Scatter across the rim, refract at the seam. Ring without source. Halo, halo. Circle around the void. Edge defining contrast. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
across ceiling, perimeter brightens, window edges shimmer in circular trace. Shadow holds the center while beams surround. Refracted measured angle, trace the border. Circle the silence, arc the boundaries, scatter the fray around the edge. Ring without sauce, edge let in silence. Circle around the void. Edge let in silence. Outline and night, arc across glass round the fray. Silence around darkened core. Refract the skylight in curved reflection. Halos in silence. Circle around the void. Round the skylight, oh, edge to find a silence. Circle. Softly above the surface, the line breaks if the weight loosens away. Suspended without anchor, across the open air. Softly along the ceiling, dust rotates in spiral air. Particles scatter across lifted current, air carries them. Float the grain of light across unsealed windows, loosen the fabric edge above cooled concrete. Scatter thin ash across steel columns. Redirect the current through hallway air. Descend without contact, suspend above the frame. Room meshes temperature, curtain thread sways slightly. Loose fabric rotates in vertical column. Particles separate, then merge again. Slide across unmarked floor, suspend an open stairwell. Rotate within tall shaft. Loosen the anchor, release the tide. Suspend the weight above the ground line. Redirect again through lifted air. Rotate in
along the axle line. Trade the pressure from left to right. Reverse the lean inside the wheelbase. Shift the weight without sound. Heavy to light, light to light, light to heavy. Switch, 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 switch. Gravity ray draws the lane. Metal answers instantly. Heavy comes, light becomes heavy. Change, 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 change. Transfer complete across the frame. Axle absorbs the altered load. Weight crosses the axle, balance under motionless steel. Weight crosses the axle, the vision precise between rear and front. Dashboard steady, needle recalibrates. Torque it redistributes through steel joints. Seat pressure alters without warning. Lane markers blur under controlled shift. Mass trade sides between rolling lines. Straight again, reverse again. Transfer the load across the axle. Prepare the switch. Heavy to light, light to heavy. Balance adjusts within the frame. Highway lanes align. Highway lanes align as gravity shifts lane. Highway lanes align. Weight transfer forward across the center line. Highway lanes align as gravity shifts lane. Highway lanes align. Weight transfer forward across the center line. Gravity shifts lanes under the skyline. Transfer complete between horizons. Adjust the balance without collision. Balanced at the center. Heavy becomes light. Heavy becomes light. Yeah, balanced at the center line. Load divided evenly across the grid. The shift. At the late horizon, outline the skyline. Residual glow on glass, stretch across the pane. Reflect the final beam across tempered surface. Shadow lengthens quietly along tile floor. Trace the curtain edge as daylight thins. Soften the border between ceiling and wall. Scatter remaining hue across narrow frame. Linger at the margin, dim across the seam. Outline the window before night settles. At the late corner, residual glow on glass, stretch along the sky. Reflect the final hue. Residual glow on glass. Light after departure. Residual glow on glass. Right after departure. Across quiet pain. Laid on the rooftop, outline fades along brick. Shadow lengthens quietly across vertical grid. Soften the skyline as daylight thins. Shadow lengthens quietly across tower lines. Light after departure over distant blocks. At the late hour, residual glow on glass, stretch along the sky. Reflect the final hue. Residual glow on glass. Right at the departure. Stretch across compass into narrow gap. Suspend above tiled floor, balance along steel beam. A line beneath arch door gap measured between hinge and wall.
Pressure shared across joint line.
Hallway tension rises, then stabilizes. Ceiling beams distribute load
Across equal span.
Exterior weight presses, interior brace response. Narrow space widens under calculated for. If pressure balance evenly measured between walls. If load divide is cleanly measured between walls. If inside presses outward, align at the seam. If outside pushes inward, stabilize again. Between load shared equally. Between center line without bias. Between compress towards center, align the boundary, divide the weight. If pressure meets resistance, measure between walls. If weight distributes evenly, center line without bias. Load shared equally, inside and outside, measure between walls. Balanced at the seam. Balanced at the seam. Between. Beyond. Extend the rail across the joint. Project the beam past the pillar. Separate grid from skyline. Stretch the cable toward the ridge. Cross the intersection line. Span above the avenue. Expand the measured corridor. Cross layer concrete. Exceed the mark boundary. Project beyond frame. Stretch the sideline. Across tower grid. Limit and horizon. Span past the grid. Limit and horizon. Distance over structure. Project across steel. Stretch beyond frame. Separate the marked edge. Line beyond skyline. Beyond skyline. Bridge cables tighten across suspended arch. Span calculated link over river channel. Extend the pathway beyond street grid. Concrete segments align across measured span. Exceed the fixed mark. Stretch the corridor. Cross the upper line. Span past the grid. Span past the grid. Limit its horizon. Span past the grid. Line beneath horizon. Span past the grid. Line beyond skyline. Project the skyline outward. Stretch the bridge span. Distance over structure across city air. Distance over structure across the skyline. Line beyond skyline. The layer blocks. Regulating skyline. Span past the grid. Limit and horizon. Stretch beyond frame. Line beyond skyline.